My stepsisters bullied me for being poor trash, so I kept quiet when I inherited everything and watched them plan lives they couldn't afford. When Dad married Diane, I was 12 and suddenly sharing our modest home with her two daughters, Madison and Taylor. From day one, they made it clear I didn't belong in their new family. While Dad worked double shifts to support us all, I became their personal punching bag. They'd accidentally spill drinks on my homework, hide my clothes before school, and whisper, "Charity case," whenever I walked by. Madison once told her friends my mom died because she couldn't stand having such a disappointment for a daughter. I cried for days. Dad tried to intervene, but Diane always defended her angels. When I turned 16, Grandma Rose Pern, Dad's mother, passed away. She'd been my safe haven, the one place I could escape to when things got unbearable at home. What no one knew was that Grandma had been quietly wealthy. She lived simply by choice in the same small house she'd raised Dad in, but she'd made brilliant investments throughout her life. At the reading of her will, I learned she'd left everything to me in a trust I could access at 21. The lawyer explained privately that Grandma had witnessed how my stepsisters treated me and made her decision accordingly. Dad was named trustee, and we agreed to keep the inheritance quiet until I finished college. For 5 more years, I endured Madison and Taylor's torment. They went to expensive colleges on student loans, constantly mocking my community college classes. "Enjoy serving us coffee for the rest of your life." Taylor sneered at my graduation. Meanwhile, I studied finance, preparing to manage my inheritance. When I turned 21, the trust unlocked parent $4.7 million in Grandma's house. Dad suggested I move into the house quietly without explanation. I agreed. The day I moved out, Madison laughed. "Finally realized you don't belong here." I simply smiled and said. Over the next year, something fascinating happened without knowing about my inheritance. My step-family built a fantasy world of expectations. Diane quit her job, anticipating that Madison's upcoming promotion and Taylor's guaranteed partnership would support them. Madison leased a luxury car she couldn't afford. Taylor put a down payment on a condo using her emergency fund. Certain her year-end bonus would cover the mortgage. Dad called one evening, his voice tight. "They want me to take out a second mortgage for Taylor's condo. She's about to default." He paused. "And Madison just got laid off. For what do you want to do?" I asked. "Nothing," he said firmly. "You are not responsible for bailing them out." A week later, Diane called me in tears. They were facing financial ruin. Could I possibly help with my savings? I took a deep breath and said, "I'll think about it." That weekend, they showed up at Grandma's house, pair in my house now, pair unannounced. Their shock at seeing me there was priceless. "What are you doing here?" Madison demanded. I leaned against the doorframe. "I live here, it's mine." Their confusion turned to shock as understanding dawned. "Grandma Rose left you this and everything else," I said quietly. The silence was deafening. Years of poor trash comments, charity case whispers, and cruel jokes flashed between us. "So you'll help us, right?" Taylor finally asked. I smiled. "I'll offer you exactly what you've given me all these years." I closed the door gently, but it echoed like thunder. Dad called later to say they'd moved out, unable to face him after everything. He sounded relieved. Last I heard, they're working retail jobs and sharing a studio apartment. Sometimes karma doesn't need your help, sometimes it just needs your patience.